one of my goals in sailing is to keep learning and to keep finding new avenues of exploration, and to keep getting better at some things. Like that, what happens when you get older is you get better at some things and you get worse at other things kind of naturally. I think what you get better at is you just, with all of your experience, you have a little bit more wisdom about the things to prioritize. And you also are better at sort of leading the team and managing the skill sets and the personalities that are on the team, so that everybody can, do their best work. So yeah, that is something that have gotten better at, and I think that older, more experienced sailors are generally good at that kind of thing. One of the things that younger people tend to bring to a team is a focus on technology and a mastery of some of the programs that can be successful, help you win. For example, I did the double-handed Europeans this last year with Will Harris, who's an up-and-coming British star, and I just asked him if he would sail with me, and somehow he said yes. So that was really cool. So all the navigation, he uses primarily Expedition and also Adrena, and there's like getting weather from a lot of different sources and all that stuff. I pretty much just turned that over to him, and I do have some rudimentary knowledge of those programs and how to understand the output, but someone like him is working with it, all day, every day, and it's like he's just so much more fluent, and so that was a huge leg up in our competitiveness. It was cool for me to just be able to soak in some of that and not only learn some of his skills, but just sort of his just to be around that high level expertise. I think as you get on in years, as I am, I'm 65, so you do. It's hard to stay current. And if you only sail with people like of your own generation, that's really great. And, there's some really great ones, but there's also some things that you're missing. And so, yeah, I've stopped sort of thinking about it of like, oh, I want to be like the best sailor in some category or whatever. I really try to just be among the best in a number of categories. So that's always been the way that I've approached my sailing, rather than to highly specialize and to only do one or two classes, to just take a broader approach. I've always managed to keep this love of the sailing itself and just the experience and the team and, the challenging myself to be better. I've managed to keep that alive, and hopefully I still can do that going forward. In the near future, Libby and I are going to go to the next Taser Worlds, which is this summer in Lake Garda. So we're starting to train for that and prepare for that, and that's going to be super great. I'm lucky enough to still be involved in a handful of Grand Prix programs, one of which is the Proteus, which is a really great team on a maxi boat. I'm starting to learn how to wing foil, which is a real interesting challenge. Kind of makes you a beginner again, because it's a completely different new sport. Looking back, I just have so much gratitude for all the opportunities that I have had. So while I continue to look forward and I'm excited, I also, at this point in my life, you get a little more reflective and think back on, gosh, how did I get here? And I've just had so many great people that I've been able to sail with over the years, and so many great competitors and so many great events and boats, and the whole thing is just, I'm like, I feel so lucky to have had that.